Yo, what's happening? This is BeatsNScents here. And the fact that every day I don't have a comment in my profile telling me thank you for that recommendation for that fragrance tells me that y'all are not listening. So instead of doing my usual 1 minute shorts, I'm going to go ahead and just do like a 3 minute. And what I'm going to focus on are 5 clones for 5 different occasions with 5 different types of women, if you know what I mean. So 5 clones for that 5 different occasions, but it's not only going to depend on where you at and where you're going and what you're doing, but the type of woman that you are with. And some of that can depend on age. You know, some of it can depend on just what she likes, personality, and maturity. But here we go. 5 different fragrances for 5 different occasions. Let's start off with this Daring Blue for Life. This is Mason Alhambra. This is an alternative to D&G Light Blue. This is very sweet, okay? And I'm starting with this one because if you're 22 and under, this is something that a young lady might really like because it really smells like candy. Okay, grapefruit, violet, and musk. So it's really sweet with a touch of florals, but I guarantee girls like it. So if you deal with young girls who are under 20 and girls who still, wearing bright colors and popping bubble gum, not to be funny or not, but just an example, this Daring Blue might be for you. But it's not for me. I'm a little too old for that one. So I'm switching up the Sweet Heaven Ice by Gulf Orchid. And let me tell you about this. This is plum, cognac, and cinnamon. And that's just off the top. So this is like, to me, if you had cognac and vodka on the rocks with a slice of plum, fresh slice. That's what you get here, man. Every time I use this, I ain't gonna lie, it makes me smile. This is just a simple smell good with a little bit of maturity and a little bit of strength to it. This will get you good 6-7 hours, man. You're gonna get a hint of this, for plenty of time, but nice sleeper, man. I'm so glad I caught this one. Sweet Heaven Ice, and this is by Gulf Orchid. Now, and that's for every day. You can wear that day and night, any occasion. It will hit you. It does come across. You're going to smell it. So, and I'm a heavy sprayer. I might spray like 12, 14 times with some of these. This one I could go maybe 8, and that will create a real shadow around my body. That's how I do it. Next up, this is Hawass Ice. Now, Hawass Ice can be for any occasion. Okay, if you're going on a date and it's some sort of day event or sporting event, or you're going to meet family, some sort of barbecue or cookout or something, this is a nice one where it's just a strong blue fragrance. It's plum, apple, cardamom, and oak moss. It's like a smoky blue with florals and green notes. So it's not too overbearing. It doesn't come across like you're trying to be the best smelling person in the room, but it just says, hey, I appreciate who I am and how I smell, and this is what you're going to get. Plus a touch of, damn, what is that? You know what I mean? Not your everyday, signature scent, but a little something in there that makes you, stand out just a little bit. And I think that comes from the oak moss and cardamom, like cardamom and apple. That's a hell of a mix right there. So like I say, any occasion, this is 25 to 35 years old. Now this one, this is for when you're going to an event and you have to actually put on a 2-piece, maybe a tie or maybe just an open collar. But this is a real sleeper. This is Afnan Supremacy Noir. Afnan Supremacy Noir. And I'm going to tell you the truth. This is a hard one to describe, fellas. It's a shadow of a fragrance to me because it just surrounds your body. And as you walk away or walk past, it just catches whoever's right in the rhythm of your fragrance. Let me tell you about the notes there. Listen to these notes. Spruce, violet, bergamot, and pine, lavender, and leather. So if you put that all together, it's like a fresh leather with green notes. So imagine that, like a fresh leather, you know, with some notes of green. So you might be able to get away with it all year round, man. It's really hard to describe, but if you are on a serious date and you don't want to overpower anybody or do too much or know what the situation is, but you need something a little bit dark and, you know, just a little bit sexy where your lady's like, damn, my man got it going on. Like, shit, I see everybody taking a look and a whiff. That's what this Supremacy Noir is. Believe me, check it out. Now, next up, this is if you're just trying to smell good and grown. Camaro Home Intense. This is like a cinnamon sort of fragrance, like cinnamon and iris and sage, lavender, bergamot, hibiscus. So if you don't know what hibiscus smells like in your fragrance, that's why you get something like this so you can experience. But it is, I would say, like the date night fragrance of these. So you can get away with that for day or night. But this is when you're stepping out and you strictly trying to close the deal. Okay. I would say that's my date night close the deal fragrance, and that's by BeatsNScents Camaro Home. Now, if you did close the deal, that next morning, y'all wake up together, you know, maybe you take a quick shower and you want to put on something, but you don't want her to know how crazy you are about these fragrances. She hasn't even seen your collection yet. So you don't want to put on nothing at 7:30 in the morning that's like, damn. You know, you're trying to smell that good just to kick it around the house on a Saturday morning. So you put on something like this. This is Armaf Radical Blue. And this is, to me, it's a soapy fragrance. It's Drakkar Noir in 2025. So if you're old enough to remember Drakkar Noir or you into that scent, to me, this is a remix with a little bit of upgrade. Now this has lavender, basil, ginger, tonka, and it's a nice one, man. I was hooked on it the first 3 days I got it. You know, it's great on skin. It goes great on a house date. You know, if morning breakfast, if y'all got together that morning and you are trying to close the deal after the breakfast you make, this is what you put on, because it's just a smell good. You know, so that's it. That's BeatsNScents. Just giving you 5 cologne fragrances for 5 different occasions, for 5 different types of ladies. Okay. BeatsNScents here. Check out my fragrance shorts too.